Hello and welcome back to the Film Focus Online podcast. Today we're diving into the flashy, fast-talking world of heist films with a spotlight on the wild, over-the-top magic meets crime chaos of Now You See Me, Now You Don't. So grab your deck of cards, keep an eye on your pockets, and remember, the closer you look, the less you'll actually see. Let's get into it. I'm joined today by Film Focus Online writer Jack Ransom. How are we doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for inviting me back on again for a second time in a row. Yeah, looking forward to talking about Now You Three Me. I still think they should have called it that. And the
They missed a
second
trick
one, Now
there,
You
didn't
Don't.
they?
Yeah, and the second film should have been Now You Don't. I still hold to that.
So let's get right into it. What did you think of Now You See Me, Now You Don't?
I had a good time. This franchise for me is very much a consistent kind of 7 out of 10,
Mhm.
kind of easy watch. Nothing kind of amazing or mind blowing, but just easy, entertaining, casual viewing. I rewatched the first film. I watched one and two in preparations for this one. I hadn't seen the
Oh, you
first
did?
film. I hadn't seen the first film since it came out, like
Wow.
2013. Yeah, because I could not remember a thing about it. I thought I'm going to rewatch this before the first film, before the third film, and I'd never seen the second one before, so that was a complete first time watch for
Ah.
me. So for some reason, I just never got around to it. So the first film was still good fun, like it was sort of coming back to me as I was watching it. And then the second film was a completely fresh watch. I thought that was good fun, taking the gang to Macau and to
Mhm.
London, and obviously got Daniel Radcliffe and Michael Caine as that kind of awful father son, so well, sorry, sort of father son, bad guy duo. And I like how the scale from the first film got upped again. So yeah, rewatching the first one and watching the second one for the first time over last weekend, I was genuinely kind of gone into this third film going, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. And for me, it was pretty much exactly what I expected and
The same as
delivered.
the other two. Just solid. Solid, good
Exactly,
fun.
solid,
Yeah.
entertaining. I don't know if you thought the same. I think it's kind of wild that it's technically a Lego sequel in some ways.
Yeah, so you've got so if I go into the plot a little bit now, so you've got
Yeah.
the original. So in the first film, you've got Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson, Dave Franco, and Isla Fisher as the Four Horsemen. Um, Second film, Isla Fisher doesn't return, so they bring in Lizzie Kaplan
Yeah.
um, as the Fourth Horseman. This one, it starts with the Four Horsemen returning, or you think they're returning,
Mm.
and it actually turns out that it's um, three younger kids. So you've got Justice Smith, Dominic Sessa,
Yes, yeah,
and Ariana Greenblatt, who have set up this con to basically try and get rid of some crypto dudes. I think it is in the end,
yeah,
um,
and steal a bunch of cash.
and they steal the identities of the Four Horsemen, which then brings in Jesse Eisenberg, and from there they then bump into the other. They set up a heist, and then they bump into the rest of the other Four Horsemen, and it ends up being what, 8 of them by the end.
Yeah, it's like a whole army, of it's like, and because you get, he's in the trailer, and you get that brief appearance from, Thaddeus, played by Morgan
Mhm.
Freeman, so
Yeah,
at one point, there's, like, 9 horsemen in the room.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's,
And they're all trying to pull this heist on against Rosamund Pike's character, who's a South African
Veronica.
diamond
Yeah.
owner. Yeah, Veronica, that's the one. Very villainous, I have to say. And it all sort of unwinds, and then obviously you get your big reveal at the end, which we won't spoil. It was it's standard heist film setup,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Really?
For me, it sort of felt like they had turned down the obviously because the Horsemen, I guess, aren't at the forefront anymore because they're disbanded. So obviously, in
Hmm.
the previous films, you had these big, expensive arena shows where audiences would come and gather for them. Whereas this one, I quite liked how it's a kind of stripped back, and like you said about a standard heist flick. That first, they pull the first initial diamond heist literally could have come straight out of an Ocean's movie. Like it's not really any magic sort of involved in it. It's
Hmm.
mainly costume and character work, like pretending to be other people on quick changes, and it very much is like you could see Danny Ocean appearing at some point in it. There is some magic, obviously, as it goes along, but for that first one, it's very much, oh, this is a bit more of a grounded
Hmm.
heist affair. And then you go, they sort of, it's like, I like highlight about these films is that kind of location hopping. So that's in Belgium, I believe. Then they go to France. Um, and it's in the midsection when the group who's behind the horseman come more
Hmm.
into play. And I really like the section where they go and visit the Eye's kind of headquarters or that sort of big
Yeah,
mansion in France. I
the
love
mansion.
that
Yeah.
section because that's where the magic comes into play. There's a really fun riff where they're all just doing magic on the fly against each
Hmm.
other, like sort of showing off and trying to one up another with card tricks and illusions and stuff. Um, and the house is designed with like rotating corridors and like an MC Escher kind of mirror painting
Yeah,
room.
you've got what's his name's straight jacket as well, Houdini straight jacket, and
Houdini straight
all the
jacket, yeah.
little just the little added additions, haven't you, to that section? Yeah, that's good. Do you think then that this legacy sequel, as we're now calling it, because
Yeah.
you're right, it kind of is because it's like what we're only 12 years on from the original,
Yeah. And it's only been 9 years since the second one.
but it does feel like they're trying to replace the original characters already and bring in fresh blood.
Yeah, there's an element of passing of the torch,
Mhm.
and not too much of a
Especially with the
spoiler.
reveal at the end, I feel they're
Well,
really
yeah, I
going
won't
for it.
say that. Yeah, I won't like spoil that, but there are a couple. Well, there's a couple of returning faces,
Mhm.
um, and a ending that very much. Well, they've already announced a fourth film.
Yeah, I think Ruben Fleischer is doing it
Yeah,
himself.
same director. Yeah, so we're going to be seeing more of them. And I think, from what I mean, my screening, I saw it. This is like mid-afternoon, just on a Wednesday,
Mhm.
so I was off, and there was about 15 people in there, 20 people, and that's
That's
just for a
funny, yeah.
mid-afternoon weekday.
I went to see it on Wednesday evening, and pretty sure the cinema was full,
Yeah,
pretty
this
much
is the thing.
full. There was
People really like and that first film and second film, like they've got like over 1 million logs on Letterboxd at piece. They did really
I'm a
well when they came out.
I'm a massive advocate for that first film. I think even now when I watch it, even the reveals and stuff like that, they still like blow my mind, and I'm like, wow, yeah, that's great. And I
It's
like a film
great.
that does that,
Yeah,
that you're still able to get excited every time you see it.
and like obviously there's a lot of like for me and that's part of the charm with them, and I feel is that suspension of disbelief. You have to really hold on because there is some obviously insane um like in terms of how they set up certain things. It's hilarious. I mean, I was just laughing. Like the reveal in this one, won't say what it is.
Yeah.
The length of going towards it is it's impressive. It's and like the money that's involved, you sort of think where are you financed?
Yeah.
And the amount of coincidence, and that's what I love about them. I'm just sort of sitting there with a grin on my face. And I think if you're sat there kind of over analyzing it, you're not going to have any fun. These films are
No, you
pure kind of they're pure
don't go in
easy
with a
watch
critic head.
entertainment.
Don't go in with a
Exactly.
critic head on. It's not a film to try and pick the bones out of. There's a
No,
few issues I had with it. I think I had a bit of an issue with Rosamund Pike's accent every now and again.
it's she's having a great time. She's like hamming it
She
up to
is,
100
but
with the South African accent.
it kind of drops in and out. I don't know if it was
Yeah.
never fully like there.
I think the
Um,
thing is as well with these films that the villain kind of motivations, they're very generic kind of like
mm,
thing to sort of nitpick or point out is that the villains are just they're all evil corporate kind of overlord people, which, that's the whole point of the Horsemen, is they're the Robin Hoods kind of, tearing
Yeah,
them down. But I like the facts. I know some people are pretty mixed on it, but I like the introduction of the new trio. I thought they gelled well with the
no,
original
yeah, I
cast.
agree. Yeah,
Obviously, there's like some fun, like obviously Woody Harrelson's is it? I always forget his name. Is it Mervyn? Um,
I think Hermit,
no,
Mermit.
yeah, something. He's there to go. Like, he's just your generation thing and stuff like that. You get all the box ticking of what yeah, ticking the boxes of what these
Yeah.
Lego sequels kind of do. Like, oh, it's the new generation coming in. Like Dave Franco's character, who's known for picking locks, like Ariana
Mhm.
Greenblatt completely outshines him when they have to try and
Yeah.
get into the Eyes headquarters, and it's and for me it's just funny because I was like, it's not even been a decade yet, and it's kind of like now you see me's back, and now we're bringing back the old guys, except none of them are actually old, really. I mean,
No, anymore,
Woody
no.
Harrelson doesn't look any different from what he did 10 years ago,
The
and
only
he's
one
the
that's
oldest of
old
the bunch.
is maybe Morgan Freeman. He looked a bit older.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman looks a bit older, and like the rest of them, like they just that's what made me laugh. It's kind of like the Horsemen are back, and it's kind of like they haven't been gone for that long. Um,
Daniel
and they,
Atlas
I
has
will
had a
say, it
haircut.
Jersey Eyes most of the haircut. I will say though, they're banding them back together. I did find it just happens instantly. They're supposed to be like, yeah, so they at this point, they've been disbanded for however many
Mhm.
years. They've had a really bad falling out, yet within about 2 minutes, they're kinda like, "Alright, okay then."
They're all in the same space.
And there's a bit later on that has the same thing. I don't know if it's the bit where sort of Jesse Eisenberg's character's, Atlas, he's normally the one who's, you know,
Mhm.
dedicated to the Horsemen,
Taking
dedicated to
charge.
the heists and the
Yeah.
mission. And there's a section where he's like, "I pack it in. We're not doing this now." And I think a character has 2 lines of dialogue and goes, "Oh, all right, you've convinced me." And it's kind of like there was no point for that. It's just, but it's stuff like that where it's kind of like you're not in it for the kind of the dramatic stakes or the any like
Mm.
substantial character work and stuff like that. You go along to watch flashy, glitzy glamour sets and slick heists, and you're waiting for
Yeah.
that flashback of how they did it and stuff like that. It's all
Would
the
you say
everything's there.
would you say that this one sacrifices the magic side of it a little bit
I think
for the
so
heist?
because yeah, it's definitely more of a heist angle to it.
Mhm.
Like in terms of the big sort of magic side of thing, like there's the bullet catch, there's the whole. It's like they get out all the magic side of it right in the middle when they go to
Yeah.
the eye headquarters, because that's great. That's they're like doing the tricks, they're flipping the set around, like there's some really cool magic side. But then there's like I like the police escape, where they escape from the police station. I thought that was good fun.
Yeah.
There's a section at the end involves a Formula One car, which
Mhm.
almost could have been from a completely different film.
That's yeah,
Because
it's almost like it suddenly turns into a high speed chase. We'd talk about films a little bit like that later on, but
yeah,
yeah, and I see what you're saying. They used a trick that they used in the second film as well, didn't they? With they got the car and they think it's going to one place. They did the same with the plane.
yeah,
Um,
that's really because the plane in the second one they build the set
build the thing
around
around
it
it.
and have the wing machines. And yeah, we do a similar thing here, and but it's just like you said, the magic side is definitely toned down for a
Hmm.
um more actual heist kind of feel to it, which I'm
Slick
interested
heist
to see.
kind of film.
Yeah, because like you think the selling point of Now You See Me is the fact they're magicians,
Hmm.
and which I was sort of find I was listening to a review and it is quite true. It's sort of like they're hired to do all this stuff. It's like of all like why are you picking magicians? They make it most it's the elaborate kind of sets and stuff. Especially, it's definitely I will say if anyone's sort of going in thinking it's not on the scale of the second film, because the second film goes completely nuts. Like, they're
Mhm.
popping up throughout London. They've
They
got
go
that
to
whole
Tokyo. Is
go to
that right?
Macau.
Oh, Macau.
Um,
Yeah.
they do that whole plane forgery at the end.
Mhm.
Like Atlas, like they've set up those rain machines for him to freeze. Like,
Wind
there's
machine. Yeah.
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 Whereas this one, it's probably the biggest trick in it is it's a lot of card tricks in it. I think it's all it's interesting. There's not really a lot of
In
illusions or anything.
It's more the end sort of big
Yeah,
reveal at the end. I think that's the whole kind of bit. That again ventures more towards the heist side rather than the magician
magic.
side. I think
Like
that
the
might be why they
opening,
had to throw in those bits in the middle where they're, you know,
yeah,
toying with each other and they're in that house with the magic tricks and stuff like that. Because actually, the magic side of this one is it's nowhere near what the first one is. It's somewhere in between because I think the second one is also very similar to this, where you don't actually the magic is it's more heisty than magic, whereas the
more
first one
heist.
I
Yeah,
feel like was more magic than heist.
yeah. Whereas this one, the opening sequence, as we mentioned, where it's the new trio,
Mhm.
they're masquerading as the Horsemen,
Yeah.
which I think was quite, because I found it quite funny. I at first purely, and we mentioned Jesse Eisenberg's haircut. That was
Mhm.
the thing that put like clocked that something was off. Was he appears in their illusion with
Mhm.
with long hair,
With
and I
long
was
hair.
like,
Yeah.
hang on a minute. I was like, is this something seems a bit sus with it? But and like that's probably they open and again like they explain how they did it, but that's probably the most magic you get right at the start. Then there's the
Yeah.
diamond heist, which I thought was great. I loved that. I
Yeah.
loved
Yeah.
I thought it was really well done. It felt very much like an old school Oceans kind of sequence. Then they go to the headquarters where it's loads of magic. It's great stuff. That's probably my favorite section of the film. Then, as we mentioned, it just becomes more of a heist action caper. Um, and then we get what's going to happen next. But it's for me though, is like if you were asking like so seeing what my mate asked me what's your favorite of the bunch, and I'm kind of like I don't. They all are on the same level for me. I think they're all consistent. I know you really like one. For me, for me, it's kind of like they're all. I don't know. It's tricky that I like all of them equally, um, which is it's a good thing. Because
Number.
it's where
I
the
mean,
fans.
number one for me is in my. I think everyone has their list of five rewatchable films, and number one
Yeah,
for me is in that list of a film that I can just throw on any time of day and jump in at any point. I seem to say that a lot, but we seem to talk about those films quite
yeah,
often. These
yeah. I think
rewatchable
if
films.
and I think people that come to this one, I mean, if they come to this third one, you probably should have watched one and two. But the same.
Got a story about that.
Oh
So
yeah,
we sat down. Me and me and my wife sat down in the cinema, and I turned around to her and said, "Oh, have you seen one and two?" She was like, "I know this is a kind of rehash, isn't it?" She was like, "Oh, I probably should," but I actually don't think you probably need to. You might miss things here or there,
yeah.
um, but
I think
because
the new
it's a bit like
team.
a legacy call, you probably don't need to.
I like how it's kind of like the new generation who we've only been gone 9 years. It's like with Blade Runner and Top Gun, you've got that 40-year gap. Whereas now
Yeah,
you see me, it's like, all right, it's been 9 years.
no,
Now
let's
these
let's
are the whole.
remake it.
Let's remake it. But it's yeah, and I think but I still think it's going to do well because I think there is a lot of love for those first two films. It did. I mean, if we talk about spoilers, but I mean, if you got this far, you should go watch it. It's very entertaining, especially if you've seen one and two and you like them. But they do spoilers again. They bring back Lizzie Kaplan's character, which I think they don't show her in the trailer at all. either trailer. Because when I was doing my review, I had a look at the trailers and was like, oh no, they actually keep her completely secret.
Far out.
And I thought she was really good fun in the second film, so I was glad to see her back. And I like how her introduction is her dressed up as that crazy old lady, and she does the limbs snap again like she did in the second film um, to distract the guards. So that was
I
good
just
fun.
tried to have a look at the numbers because obviously we've had it. It's been out in the UK since Wednesday.
Yeah, we got
But
it on them.
didn't actually release till yesterday for the US. So
Yeah,
no numbers available at the minute. But yeah, I think he'll do quite well.
yeah, I
I
think it'll
think
do.
it'll be a
Yeah,
solid turnout for it.
and then at the end of the film, we get a hologram Mark Ruffalo. um,
Yes. Although,
who basically, who
was it me or
literally,
did he look a bit weird?
I something, yeah, I don't know what you mean.
Was it
He hovers
actually
up.
him?
Yeah, I think it was. He definitely. I think he definitely was asked to record that at home, but because
Yeah.
he lit. But what made I was just laughing because he literally it ends on get ready. You haven't seen it, you know. Oh, we're far from done yet. Kind of, you know,
Yeah.
like there's more to come. He literally is there to go get ready for part 4.
Yeah.
Whether he'll come back in human form or now he's purely a hologram, we'll see to be believed. But um,
Didn't he turn that way in the Marvel films towards the
I
end?
think
Just
he was.
just went all hologram.
He's just a CGI, or he now will only appear as CGI Hulk or hologram.
He's trying his best to live in the Star Wars universe, is what he's doing.
Yeah, he just doesn't. I want to be on set as little as possible. I don't know what the last film he was actually in outside of Marvel and this. I honestly, I don't know. Have a
Do
quick
a
look.
quick Google.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a quick look at Mark Ruffalo's. Oh, he's in. Oh, he was in Mickey 17.
Of
With
course he was.
uh,
Yeah,
Tony
yeah.
Collette as the bad guy. Yeah, I apologize, Mark Ruffalo.
Sorry, Mark.
You're not just
You're
exclusively
not,
appearing in digital form.
you're not just a CGI. He's also done a couple of TV series actually this
Yeah,
year.
that new one on Sky looks good. Um,
Task. Yeah.
Task, yeah. Yeah, all
Okay,
right, I'll take it back.
we apologise to the Ruffalo Nation.
We're far. But he is literally there to go get ready for the sequel,
Yeah.
essentially.
So,
Yeah.
what? Where do you think they're going to go with this? With this, Now You See Me 4, and what's it going to be called?
Oh, so we need magic puns. Uh, Now You See Me.
They can't
You
call it Now You See Me 4, can they? I bet they go with like Now You See Me, Now You Don't 2.
yeah, probably, yeah. Or you still go. Or like Now You See Me, the final curtain,
The
or
final,
something.
yeah, something like that. The final
Something like
trick,
that. The
something like that. I
final
think
act.
that's
Now You See Me, the final act. I bet it's that.
final act. There we go.
Um, and they
Pledge
bring
your bet
back
now.
they're going to bring back all of them. Radcliffe. They'll get Michael Caine out of retirement. Um,
Interestingly, if you look at IMDb, I think Daniel Radcliffe is noted as being in this one, or meant to be in
oh
this
really?
one. Yeah, which is
Is
a
he?
strange one.
I don't remember seeing him in it
He definitely
or
wasn't.
hearing him.
He
Maybe he
definitely
appears on
wasn't.
like a I don't know. But yeah, I
Sometimes
think
though,
with
IMDb can just
be
put
a
it's
lie.
predicting. It's predicting, isn't
Yeah.
it? Who's gonna be in it?
In all honesty, though, I think what they'll do next is probably the exact same again. I'm just in my one. I mean, it's a winning formula, like you know, and I think the cast and
Well, they
everyone seems to have fun making them. So,
Will they have Rosamund Pike coming back for revenge? That's the question. A bit like Michael Caine did in the second one.
no, it'll be her. No, because it can't be hers. Because it'll be another relative.
Another relative.
There'll be a long lost daughter, and she'll be like Michael Caine. I don't actually know if you're my real son. There were so many men. But yeah, I think honestly for me, and I know they dabbled in it with the second film and in this one, I want to know more about the eye. Like that's
No,
the
yeah,
most
I could
interesting
agree
for
with
me.
that. I want to know
So
if
if
there's
they
more
double down on
more
that,
magicians out there. I want there to be like an Avengers Assemble
yeah,
scene where you get all the magicians from across the world, like just coming
or
in.
even real life one, you get like Darren Brown coming in. Um,
I'm surprised he hasn't appeared in this film in one of these films, to
I
be
think
honest.
David Copperfield himself is in the second one.
Ah, is he?
Um, yeah, and who's that other one? Who's that other famous illusionist? That American guy. What's got
No,
his
I was going
name?
to say David Blaine, but
Yeah, him.
him. Is he American? I thought he was British.
Oh, is he? No, he's American. Apparently, I've just
He is
googled.
American.
Yeah, get Blaine in. Get the guy I just mentioned, Darren Brown,
Yeah.
Mystic Meg. Get them all. Get them
You'll
all.
be you'll be getting all these YouTube magicians coming in now.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love an assemble scene of them all like
Anyway,
popping out of hats.
we're flying off the bat a little bit here. So we're gonna now go into um just some recommend some heist films for people to watch. Most of them I think are mostly well known to people, but if you like this film, if you like this type of film, then these six films are definitely going to be a must watch. So do you want to start us off with your first one?
Yeah. I'm gonna start off probably with one that people may not be as familiar
Mhm.
with. It's one that I found out about a few years ago. Someone recommended to me, and it's a very charming 60s heist crime comedy film called How to Steal a Million.
Nice.
It stars Audrey Hepburn and Peter O'Toole. Basically, Audrey Hepburn's character is the daughter of a wealthy art forger. She teams up with a burglar who's played by Peter O'Toole, basically to steal one of her father's forgeries and protect his secrets. Um, it's exactly what it says on the tin. So she's sort of like this very wealthy, sort of princess who's
Hmm.
had this great life, all the money provided by her father's forgery activities, and she gets brought into this world of heists and crime caper with Peter O'Toole, who's like this professional burglar. And it's one of those films that, like this, if you like an easy afternoon watch, it's exactly one of those. It's got really nice, big, kind of, what the 60s films look like with the Technicolor. It looks great. All the old cars, all the fashion, the big lavish houses, and there's some really funny slapstick of her bumbling around the crime scenes and Peter O'Toole trying to sort of keep it together. He's this very sarcastic, witty character, and it's just a real charming film. They have great chemistry together. There's everything from like disguises and boomerangs and magnets, everything like you can think of is thrown in to like do the heists and try and avoid basically her father getting caught for forgery and fraud. It's one you can get it on DVD and it is available to rent or on digital. But it's one that people don't mention too often, but I think it's very underrated. And think more people should give it a watch. But yeah, really easy, very charming 60s comedy crime heist film called How to Steal a Million. Give that a watch.
Do you know anywhere you can watch that? I'm
I
just
think
having a look
yeah,
at
so you
it now.
can. I believe you can rent it on like Amazon
Yeah,
Prime and Apple, and
yeah,
then it's only on DVD. I think I don't think it's got like a Blu-ray or a 4K.
yeah. Buy
Yeah,
and rent on digital platforms. I'm gonna go for a more mainstream one for my first, and that's Ocean's 11. This is Steven Soderbergh's heist film. Steven Soderbergh recently did Black Bag and Presents. So this is a film about a guy called Danny Ocean, who's played by George Clooney. He's just got out of prison for another con that he performed, and immediately he gets out of prison and he's straight in to plan his next one, which is stealing $150 million from 3 casinos. Turns out that the owner of the casinos, his new partner, is actually Danny Ocean's ex-wife. So these sort of things come into play. This stars Clooney, Pitt, Damon, Julia Roberts,
Don Cheadle, and like
the cast goes on
cast
and on.
list is it's bonkers. It's one of the best cast lineups.
Yeah, definitely. Most of the time, you've got Danny Ocean, which George Clooney and Brad Pitt together, and I feel like their chemistry sort of makes the film roll how it does. And Brad Pitt's always eating. I don't know if you noticed that.
That's where it started. Brad Pitt eating in films.
But Clooney and Pitt's chemistry is for everyone to see. It's right there. And, you know, they made the film recently, Wolves. I don't know if you saw Wolves, where
I still need to watch that.
They almost immediately get back into that sort of Ocean's 11 mold. I think the structure for this is great. It's simple, high structure. You've got your assemble of your team, your plan, the complications in between, twists, and then, you know, your end reveal, which still now you watch Ocean's 11 24 years on, the reveal is still really cool to see.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen, you know, go and watch it.
I love that first one. I think the others are solid. I think if I had to, I love the first one. I think the second one's okay. I quite like the third one. Is the third one Al Pacino, the casino? What's that second one?
Second one is Al Pacino casino when they steal all the jewels from the.
Well, yeah, it's the second one. So, yeah, it's been a while since I've And is it the third one Andy Garcia? I can't remember. It's been a while.
I can't remember the third one, but the first one, solid. There's a lot of humour in it. It's quite dry humour. It's not like in your face. It doesn't make it a comedy. It's still quite serious and sort of underlaid. And Vegas looks amazing. I don't know if you've ever been to Vegas.
I haven't, but
honestly, what an amazing place. And this really makes it shine. So yeah, Ocean's 11, 2001. It's my first one. And that is also available to buy and rent on
everywhere. I
everywhere.
think that's on. Yeah, that's
it's
definitely
also on Sky, I believe. Sky Cinema.
No, that's one you can get on. I think it's on. That's one of those ones that's permanently on a streaming service somewhere. It's either on Netflix or it's going to be on Sky.
Somewhere.
Yeah,
I mean, they went on to make 2 other sequels to this. They made Ocean's 8, which was a all-women cast. So it's a formula that works, and Ocean's 11 set the ground rules for this. So yeah,
and we are getting 14 at some point.
Just leave it, please. Right, do you want to bring us on to your next one?
Yeah, so my next one is a bit of a mishmash of espionage, sci-fi, and a heist flick, and I think it's Christopher Nolan's probably most underrated movie, alongside Insomnia, and Prestige, is Tenet. Each time I watch Tenet, I love it more and more. Saw it at the cinema when it first came out. I was like, this is really good. Know what's going on. I think I spent too much time trying to work out the mechanics. Second time I watched it when it came out on Blu-ray, I was like, this is still really good. I'm still trying to work out certain things.
Work out what's going on.
Third time I watched it, about 2 or 3 years later, they brought it back to the IMAX, and I went and saw it, and I was like, oh, it just clicked. I completely was like, you know, I'm just gonna do what the characters say and just go with it.
So anyone watching, what Jack's telling you is you've got to watch Tenet 3 times.
3 times, and the third time preferably at an IMAX screen. Because it's so cool. And like it's more, I'd argue say it's more Bond than a heist film, but the
Mhm.
whole plot is them trying to steal this device
Mhm.
from Kenneth Branagh to stop him from, well, ending everything. Um and it's just like, again, a bit like Oceans, you've got I'm a big fan of when heist films they lay out what you're gonna do. And Tenet does it in a really cool way, and then you watch the execution, and normally because of the way the time and backwards works, it doesn't go according to plan, and the stakes immediately jump. I mean, the end of the world is at stake for this kind of thing, that heist that they have
Yeah.
to do. But I mean, again, heist. It's not solely a heist film. It is also like an espionage spy film. But at its core, like they're trying to get this thing and
Well,
stop.
at the end of the day, it's Christopher Nolan, isn't it? It's going to be a bit deeper than like
Yeah,
Inception. You wouldn't call a heist film, but it,
exactly.
but it kind of is.
There's is kind of is. There's the core of it. It has it's a heist element, and I love it. I think it's slick. It's cool. What I like is like it is incredibly. I know some people. Oh, it's easy to understand. I'm like, there's a bit in it, and it's the bit where I think it's when Kenneth Branagh. It's the sequence where someone's being interrogated. He's going backwards, but it's already
Mhm.
happened. That's the bit that loses me. But then when I watched it, I was like, you know what, just go with it, and it just like I don't really get what it's going at this point, but I understand the kind of system around it. But it's so cool, and again, like we saw Danny Ocean and his crew, everyone's suited and booted. They look cool. It's slick. It's well paced. They have to do some pretending to be other people to get
Yeah.
into certain buildings.
No,
I
yeah,
like
it's a
the
really
bit
good
where,
film.
yeah, anything like that in a heist film where you do the planning and the scoping out, I'm a big fan of. And Tenet does that, and you also get the scale, the action, and the ideas that Christopher Nolan brings.
You
And
see,
I'm sure everyone
I wonder whether some people missed this because it came out in cinemas at a weird time. It came out
slap bang in
COVID
the
time.
middle.
It was almost the first film that people could go back and see. Christopher
It
Nolan
shouldn't
really
have
pushed for it
been.
to be in cinemas, and it probably shouldn't have been. It should have been pushed further. Eyes probably didn't get on it as much as they should have.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
that
glad you
this came
mentioned it.
out like I think it was like August 2020. Like it
Hmm.
came out like literally
6 months.
still
Yeah,
in the
6 months
heat.
after it's all kicked off.
Yeah, not even that. It's like literally the heat of the pandemic, and he's like, "No, I want people to come. This is the film that's bringing people back." I'm like,
And this was a
had it been
time
a
when cinemas were they would have had to separate seats so you could only sit
yeah,
in every third seat or wherever it
this
was.
is
And
it. And I remember seeing it, and it was kind of like still wasn't a fully relaxed experience because
no,
you're sat there,
so you still got your mask on.
you got your mask on, you got people like you hear someone cough and you immediately want to like leg it. Like it's kind of like he just and I get why he did it, and he obviously had studio pressure as well, and he's like, oh, this is the
Mm.
film to bring people back. I'm like, it's not like if it
It
was The
was
Dark
never
Knight
going to.
Rises, that's gonna get people back. Tenet as an original concept, and people,
You don't know
paranoid
what
to
it's
go
going to
out
do.
still at this point. It's just
Exactly.
it came out at a bad time, and I think that's why it's got more love as it's been re-released
Yeah.
at
Oh
the
yeah, definitely.
cinema and stuff like that. Uh,
I mean,
but yeah, I
Nolan's a
still think,
house name, so people are going to go out for his films.
yeah,
At the end of the day, but yeah, I feel like he pushed it and it probably could have got the love when it
mm,
came out,
yeah,
when things were back to normal.
agreed.
So my second one is a film from the 2000 called Gone in 60 Seconds, directed by Dominic Senna, who directed Swordfish. Not seen Swordfish myself. So this is it centers around Nicolas Cage's character called Randall Memphis Raines, who is an ex retired car thief. And in one night, he's been he's getting taken out of retirement to steal 50 cars in one evening because some Russian gangster or some gangster's basically got his brother who's got into shit. So it stars Nicolas Cage, Angelina Jolie with dreadlocks, Delroy Lindo, Timothy Oliphant as the young sort of detective in it.
Yeah.
I think this was just before Fast and Furious, and this is sort of peak early 2000s action film. What I liked about this is there's a simple plot. Literally, all he's got to do, they've got a list of things they need to get, and they've got to go and steal them.
Yeah.
They've got to get all these cars to this boat, and there's high speed action chases. The most memeable moment where Nick Cage is listening to a music to his song before the night, and then he's like, "Let's go." And this one, I think it's one of these ones that was on Sky or back in the day all the time, and
Yeah.
you quite easily watch it. I fell in love with the main car on this. The true star of the show, which was the 1967 Shelby GT 500. Dream car always will be. But yeah, it's a simple heist film that you can just sort of turn your brain off. It seems like an impossible task. You're willing them to sort of complete it. Yeah, it's just got some really cool characters. I'd
Yeah.
recommend anyone to watch it, really.
I have not seen it since DVD. Like I had like a battered DVD copy from Kex, and I've honestly is it on? I'm quite tempted to watch that later
It
because
is now
it's
on.
literally it has been
It's
so
now on Disney
long.
Plus.
Okay,
You
all
can
right.
watch it on Disney Plus. Yeah.
I remember snippets of it.
Hmm.
There was one that I remember really liking when I watched it when I was a kid. And because I'm a big sucker for those early 2000s trashy, and I imagine the soundtrack's probably going to be up my alley as well if it's early
Yes. Yeah.
2000s.
Definitely. Definitely.
um, yeah, I need to rewatch that. I also haven't seen the original film either, the one from the 70s.
No.
That's on my list to see as well. But yeah, I need to go back to that one because I remember having good fun with it when I was
It
younger.
came around. It came around that time where Fast and Furious came out a year after this. Those sort of films. You then get like the Transporter, where they're all like high speed car chase films and stuff like that, and builds on from there. But yeah, no, a really cool film. Really cool cast, and it's just good. It's just good fun. I find it good fun anyway.
I need to rewatch it.
So, how about your next one?
My third one is a film that I watched recently, the first time probably,
Hmm.
and that is a 70s classic, Dog Day Afternoon.
Nice.
Starring Al Pacino and directed by Sidney Lumet, who also did 12 Angry Men. So it's based on a real life incident that happened in 1970s, where Al Pacino plays Sonny, who's a Vietnam veteran who's turned bank robber. So he has to basically steal $2,500 for his wife, who is actually a transvestite.
Right.
Um, to undergo a sex change operation. It's very ahead of its time for the 70s. It was one that
Yeah.
came out and was very much politically charged. It's got a lot
Mhm.
of themes of media influence, obviously LGBT plus themes as well. And you've got in around that, it's all within this heist, this really tense almost 90% of the film, 80% of the film set in one location, just in the bank, as the
Mhm.
crowds outside are gathering and the negotiators are trying to get Sonny and his partner out of the bank and basically make sure they don't kill any of the hostages. Um, and it's just a really tense and well directed, uh, tight little heist film, but also with these very kind of, politically charged themes and ahead of their time themes. But the film does it's quite interesting watching it now. It still holds up really well. It's genuinely tense. Al Pacino is amazing in it. Like it's one of his all-time best performances. Um, the camera work and the tension building around the actual location of the bank is just so well shot and choreographed. Um, and it's one where the hostages, like you know, it's a film where the hostages and the robbers they spend a lot of downtime together, and I like films like that where you kind of get that interplay between hostage and the
Yeah.
people committing the crime. It's more of a character piece, but it's one that had on my list for ages, and it didn't disappoint. I mean, a lot of people probably would have already watched it. It is a classic. It was on my list of shame for too long.
This is fairly early Al Pacino's, just
This is
after
early Al Pacino.
Godfather.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is 1975. So just this is a bit around that period of The
year after
Godfather.
part two. Then
Yeah, so this was him at like beginning of his real peak and into like already establishing himself as one of the great actors of that era.
no, that's cool.
Yeah, definitely worth a watch.
I'm
And
going to
there's a
add,
documentary about the real guy as well that I need to watch at some point. Yeah, highly recommend it. I think that's another one you can. It's on all physical formats, and it's
yeah,
on. You can rent and watch that. It's probably on one of the streamings, but it's
I'm
Dog
gonna
Day Afternoon. Give it a
I'm
watch.
gonna see if they've got it in Kex today.
Nice.
Actually, so my last one then is A Man on a Ledge from 2012. Um, this we were speaking about this just before the podcast. This was a DVD pickup, I think, for the both of us. That
Yeah.
was probably in the bargain bin or something. Pick it out, and so this story is about a ex-cop who has turned con, and he threatens to basically jump to his death off a New York high-rise, hotel, and he stands on the ledge. But while all this is happening, just across the way, there is a heist happening for basically the biggest diamond heist ever to be seen. This it's not your typical, um, you know, they're not trying to steal this for personal wealth. This is actually what they're trying to do is they're trying to steal it to prove that Sam Worthington, who plays the guy that's standing on the ledge, is actually innocent of a crime he's said to have committed, basically. Um, and do you know what? There's two storylines going on. You're focusing on Sam Worthington, who's standing on the ledge, and you've got Elizabeth Banks, who is the negotiator to try and sort of get him down. He's sort of handpicked her because she's just come out of uh, not therapy, but just traumatic experience within
Yeah.
the police force. So he handpicks her for that, and then you've got the other story where you've got his brother, Sam Worthington's brother and partner, who are attempting this heist of trying to do what they're doing. And do you know what? It's a really simple story, really easy to follow. There's a reason probably why I was in the bargain bin, but do you know what? I think it's about 90 minutes long. It's a nice, short, sharp 90 minutes. Um, Yeah, it's definitely not groundbreaking, but solid, easy watch, Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
Uh, it's really really cool cast. You've got Sam Worthington, Elizabeth Banks, Jamie Bell, Anthony Mackie pops up. You've got what's his name? Ed Harris as like the villain, the
Nice.
villain rich man. But no, yeah, really cool watch. So have you seen it?
I have, yes, yeah, yeah. Another one which is long overdue, a rewatch. That was another one when I was sort of, grab a cheap DVD copy of it when it was in Kex. Yeah, so I both of those actually too, like both that and Gone in 60 Seconds. I'm very much in the mood to rewatch now that we've been talking about because it's
Yeah.
been ages. Man on the Ledge, I think I remember. I didn't. I definitely didn't see it at the cinema. It was definitely a first time DVD watch of it. But yeah, I remember liking it. I need to. Yeah, both of those, Gone in 60 Seconds and that, I need to give a rewatch.
Yes, I think this is when obviously Sam Worthington had just come off Avatar,
Yeah, he was
um,
everywhere at this point. Clash
a
the
couple of years
Titans.
before Terminator Salvation,
Yeah,
which I actually really enjoy. I
that's
know
yeah.
people I know people don't like it, but I actually really enjoyed Terminator Salvation. I mean, his stock's probably gone down a bit now.
He's not. Yeah, he hasn't really. He's sort of. Well, he's obviously got Avatar. But he. But
What
I don't know
what
what
more does he
else.
need?
But yeah, I think he's popped up in a few just streaming jobs. I know he was in a Netflix one I watched called like Fracture or something that I
Hmm.
remember not being
Yeah, yeah.
very good.
No, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, he's popped
Um.
up every now and again by the looks of it. He's in that Horizon, an American Saga that no one watched.
Oh, the Kevin Costner one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tell you what, there's a good one with him in. It's one of his earlier ones. It's quite underrated. It's called Rogue. It's a
Okay.
Australian. It's big crocodile one. It's good
No, I've
fun.
seen it. Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, you seen that?
I
Yeah.
wa I watched that because what was the other crocodile film that came out probably about 4 years ago?
Oh,
I
Crawl,
think Crawl, the one is that the one in the hurricane
the alligator
where
one.
they're
Yeah,
stuck in a
that's it.
house?
Yeah.
So I watched Crawl at the cinema, and someone online basically hated it, and they were like, "If you want a proper crocodile film, go and watch Rogue." And I went and watched Rogue, and yeah, I think I enjoyed that as well. Yeah, cool. So I think that brings us to the end. There are, but I mean, this sort of genre, there's so many films. I
There's
rewatched Heat.
loads.
I rewatched Heat yesterday,
Nice.
um, which
Oh, there's
is
loads you could have picked.
Al Pacino one. I mean, a couple of others that I've sort of got. You've got, like we said, Inception, The
Inside Man.
Town,
That's a good one.
Inside Man, Fast Five, Fast and Furious Five.
Yeah.
Honestly, one of the best reveal scenes I've ever seen, with one of the best song moments ever.
The
Um,
Sting is a good one. If you want another
yeah.
old, what the late great Robert Redford in it and Paul Newman, The Sting, that one's really good.
I also watched. We were speaking about this before. I watched The Handmaiden, which is kind of a heist film. If you want something international, that's a cool one. But yeah, there's so many to go out, and I know it appeals to a lot of people, film
Yeah.
goers and whatnot across the genre. So, is there anything more you want to add?
Yeah, just go and watch our recommendations. If you haven't watched them, definitely check them out. If you haven't seen them in a while, like me with a couple of them, give
Hmm.
them a rewatch because I certainly am. And yeah, I like, like you said, I just was reminding me, saying like just talking about these, there are so many sort of subgenres within the heist
Yeah,
genre.
there's a
Um,
there's a lot of variation.
a lot of variation. And that's what I think, and I don't like I said, I think that's what appeals to people
Mhm.
because everyone likes, like these films do. I mean, I see me's done well. All these films we mentioned, Inception, these big budget ones, The Town, these ones where they get a big cast ensemble and Oceans. People love going to see like a big group
Yeah.
of movie stars, pulling off a big con, and it's satisfying to watch these films. Like, you're rooting for the thieves. And normally, if they're well written and likable as well, that helps. And I think a lot of people are a sucker for an ensemble cast. Normally, these heist films have a variety of people in them, and I love the different factions. You always get the leader, you get the hacker, you get the fast talker. Like, there's all the different kind of facets to it. They can also be action heavy, like
you know
Heat
what you're
and-
getting though, don't you? You
Can it?
know that you're going to go in. You know you're going to get solid sort of structure to these, and
Yeah.
they're normally pretty easy watches, unless it's Tenet, and you have to watch it 3 times.
Yeah, if you want a Sunday afternoon one, yeah, I'd say go for How to Steal $1 Million. If you're on to kind of focus a bit more, then Tenet.
So that's great. So make sure you support your local cinemas. Go and see Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Like, rate, subscribe to our YouTube. Follow us on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon. We are on all the major platforms. X, Instagram. Go and follow us. Support is appreciated. So you can find more of our work at filmfocusonline.com. And join us next time for some more great film discussions. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.
Yeah. Thanks,
Goodbye.
guys. See you later.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.